Early on Sunday morning, the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv, was struck by one of the most intense Russian drone and missile bombardments since the full-scale war began nearly 3 years ago. The attack began in the early hours and continued relentlessly until around 7 a.m. Kyiv time, with drones flying over the city and the surrounding region, while the sound of anti-aircraft fire echoed through the night sky. Kyiv's military administration reported that at least 4 people were killed in the assault, including a 12-year-old girl, and 10 others suffered injuries. The strikes hit multiple civilian targets across the city, including residential buildings, a medical facility, a kindergarten, and key infrastructure. Over 20 locations in the capital sustained damage. The aftermath in Kyiv was grim. Thick black smoke rose from explosions near the city center. Emergency responders worked at the sites of destruction, clearing debris and attending to the wounded. At one heavily damaged multi-story residential building, entire upper floors were gutted, windows shattered, and glass littered the sidewalks as residents looked on in shock. The mayor of Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko, confirmed the widespread devastation and voiced deep concern over the impact on civilians, particularly children. Timur Kachenko, head of the Kyiv city administration, condemned the attacks and mourned the loss of young lives, stating on Telegram that the Russians have restarted the child death counter. Amid the chaos, many residents sought shelter deep underground in metro stations to protect themselves from the aerial bombardment. Air raid alerts were sounded across various parts of Ukraine, warning citizens to take immediate safety measures. The scale of the assault was described by Ukraine's foreign minister, Andriy Sybiha, as involving hundreds of drones and missiles. He called on the international community to increase pressure on Russia and maximize the cost of any further escalation in the conflict. Meanwhile, Russian officials remained silent on the specifics of the operation, offering no immediate comment on the attack. The spillover impact of the bombardment was felt beyond Ukraine's borders. In neighboring Poland, the military deployed fighter jets and closed airspace near 2 southeastern cities as a preventative measure in response to the intensifying Russian strikes close to its territory. Polish military officials described these actions as precautionary steps to safeguard national security amidst fears that the fighting could widen into a broader regional conflict. Recent incidents involving Russian drones landing on Polish soil and Russian fighters entering Estonian airspace have raised alarm across Europe. This wave of attacks follows a recent announcement by Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy about a substantial arms deal with the United States. Valued at $90 billion, the deal includes a major arms package and a separate agreement for the U.S. to purchase Ukrainian-made drones directly, underscoring the deepening military cooperation between the two nations. In response, Russia claimed that its air defenses successfully intercepted and shot down 41 Ukrainian drones overnight, reflecting the ongoing aerial contest between the two sides. The continued barrage on Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine highlights the brutal and persistent nature of the conflict. It underlines the heavy toll taken on civilians and critical infrastructure, as well as the growing international concerns over escalation and regional stability.